This tutorial covers some of the technical aspects of InDesign. You can choose from a ready-made range of settings. So there are print settings in all the standard sizes, A4, A3, A5. If you were planning printing your portfolio or your documents, you would choose print. We're going to be digitising everything at the moment because we're working online. So I'm going to choose web. I'm going to size this document for screen-friendly or digital-only PDF, because I won't be printing this out. So I'm going to do that. There isn't any preset size that I want in there. So I'm just going to type my size in there. So I'm going for 1280 pixels by 1024 pixels. And I'm going to choose landscape orientation. I'm still going to make mine as a book rather than a series of slides so that it would open outways. So I'm going to tick facing pages and put a random number in for the number of pages to start with. There's no right or wrong settings for the size, so this is just a general screen-friendly digital size that I'm using. I'm going to give myself 3 columns just so that I've got something to set myself up with, and I'll leave the margins and bleed for now. I can check preview there if I want to see what that's going to look like. And I'll create. Again, because we're not printing this, the margins and bleed and slug don't really matter because we take the edges right to the edge. But you might want to print it out afterwards, so you would need to make sure they were in. So my document's opened in the InDesign workspace. If I open the Pages tab, I can see my spreads as they are: the front cover, 3 sets of double page spreads and a back cover. In the top of that bar, there's also something that says None and a Master. So we'll look at that first. So a master page is like a template you can place elements on that will appear on all the pages they're applied to. So you can add page numbers there, running heading, borders, motifs, anything like that. So my document's going to have a front cover that probably won't have the same information as the rest of the document. The rest of the document's going to have page numbers, it might have titles at the bottom or some other running theme or a border or something. So I'm going to start by creating a master page just for that. And the reason for that is to make it easier when it comes to numbering. So I'm going to right click in the space and choose New Master. I'm going to call it Cover Master. It's prefix B, and I only want it to have 1 page. I'm just going to put something on it so that you can see the effect. Okay, so that's my front cover master. And if I left click on that now, I can just drag it onto my front page. And double click back on my pages to look down. You can see my front cover. Next I'm going to make the A master, which is going to cover these double page spreads. So So if I click on the first one, I'm going to do page 1. I'm just going to put some rectangles on here. And you could use this for a motif or for writing that comes up on every page, or so on. A graphic that's on every page, whatever. So these pages are already labelled A. So if I come over to them, you can see it started to repeat my graphic already. Go back to the other one in that pair. I'm just going to copy that over. So I've got it selected. If I hold down the Option key on a Mac or the Alt key on Windows, I can just drag that straight out. So now you can see my double page spreads are starting to build up. So I'm just going to add another shape here. I've just added a couple more shapes to my master page there. And now if I come back to my booklet, there's my front cover, and I've got the other shapes cropping up the pages. I might not want them on all the pages, so I don't want to skip a page. Maybe this is my contents page or something. So if I remove it from the master page, it will remove from everything. If I right click on the page in the pages, I can choose to override the master page items, and now I can just delete it. I need to be careful not to delete everything, but I can delete the bits that I want. I can add more master pages in if I want to. So if I wanted different outlines for different sections, I can go to New Master, I can add my border or graphic or whatever I'm using. I can add my border or my graphic or whatever it is. And then I can just drag it onto the sections that I want to change. So next I'm going to add some page numbers. This is the reason that I did a separate layout for my cover. So page numbers will apply a placeholder to every single page that the master's applied to. So with my A master highlighted, I'm going to go to text and just draw a text box. And I go to type, then down to insert special character, markers, current page number, and click there. And just zoom in. And it's given me a placeholder. There. Now if I go back down, you can see that it's numbered my pages. It's very tiny, but it is there, 2, 4, 6, and 8. It hasn't done the ones on the other side yet, but it has left the gap for them. So the numbers skip the page. I'm just going to go back to my A master because that is far too tiny to be useful and in a really bad place. I'm going to select it. Let's increase the size to something that I can see. I'm going to make it quite big just so that you can see the demonstration. I could change the type as well if I wanted to. I can take the selection tool and I could move that to wherever I want it to be on my actual document. So maybe in the corner. Then I can copy that. So if I click on it, Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and I just put that in place on the other side. And now, when we go back to the booklet, you can see it's numbered 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I might not want my document to start numbering on this page here, so I could be using this as a contents page maybe. Resize that. So if this is a contents page, I might want my numbering to actually start down here on number 4. So the easiest way to do this is to create a new section. I'm going to come over to page 4 on my pages, right click on it and uncheck allow document pages to shuffle and allow selected spread to shuffle. Now if I right click on it again, I can choose numbering and section options, and this time I can, with start section ticked, I can choose start page numbering at 1 and go to OK. I'm not going to worry about the warning, just say OK. Okay, so that's created a new section starting here and starting the numbers from 1 going up. So I just need to come back to my original pages here, and I can override the master page items and just get rid of the numbers there. I just pulled a couple of images in there. One of the things we talked about in week 1 was that InDesign doesn't save your actual images, it only saves links to your images. We looked at what happens if you break those links. One of the ways we can make sure that everything's saved together is to package it. If we look down here at the bottom, see I've got no errors on mine at the moment, but I can go to what's called a pre-flight panel, and that shows me any links that are broken or images that I don't have. If I've got no errors there, I can package the document. So I file, package, and I can just check that everything I need is there. So it's got the links for the images. I haven't got any unusual fonts, so that's not a problem there. All my colours and my print settings are in there. I can just go to package and I save it. Name. It's given me a folder that contains my document fonts, the linked images, an IDML file which is useful if you have to change computers and the new one doesn't have the same version, the project that we've been working on, and a PDF of your work. To export this document as a PDF that we can publish on the web or hand in or email to somebody else, we can go to File, export. Name it, and then we can choose how we're going to export it. I'm just going to go with Adobe PDF for print because that will be a reasonably sized file. Save and choose export. And I can open it in Acrobat or Preview or Windows Documents or whatever else you use to look at PDFs in.